of days, right? And that's something we want to keep doing until basically the supply, well, wherever it goes, right? 100 million would be amazing, but in reality, it will never stop. The burn, because we cannot turn off the tax on DEX, and we will only list on exchanges that support the burn. And that's kind of the main thing about Elmo, right? Everything is around the burn, and the unique thing is that it burns to the null wallet and not to the dead wallet, which means that, like, if you buy 1% of the supply today, you come back tomorrow, you'll see that actually suddenly hold 1.01 supply percent of the supply, and then maybe a couple of weeks you hold 1.1% of the supply. And that's simply because we burn to the null wallet, which is, I wouldn't say unique, but not a lot of projects that do that. They use the dead wallet, and the dead wallet is not really 100% gone out of the supply, and that's why the total supply also doesn't decreases. For example, on SHIB, right? SHIB mostly goes to the dead wallet, if I'm not mistaken, and to their own dead wallet even. So their max supply and total supply stays the same, and actually your back, if it's about the percentage of what you hold of the supply, it stays the same, right? And in Elmo, it's different. In Elmo, it's kind of like reflections. People sell, and okay, the price goes down, but whatever. I actually hold more of the supply now, right? So that's the entire concept. And next to that, we build utility. Like we have staking already up right now, which basically gives you a 3% earn and a 7% goes automatically to burn. It's like a 43-day staking period. And the idea is to keep building that utility in the next months, to keep supporting that burn, right? Like we've just launched the NFTs, and the entire revenue of those NFTs will actually go as well, mostly to our reserve, which we will use for buybacks and burns, right? And why would we have a reserve? Simply because then we are able to protect the chart, which is a pretty cool thing, right? A project being able to protect the chart. And also because we can then say, okay, the price is now low. Now we can buy shitloads of Elmo, so we can burn shitloads, right? Because everything we buy back from the revenue from NFTs, we also burn. So NFTs are also connected with that. Then soon we will have NFT staking as well. There will be some burning involved there. So all NFT holders will be able to stake their NFT. At the same time, it will burn a bit. And the same time, you'll earn a bit. After that, we are going to develop something quite unique, which is a buyback portal similar to the one SHIB did, the burn portal, right? But in our case, we're actually going to give the person who burns USDT of the actual DEX value at that point. So people can come to our portal and they can say, okay, I actually want to sell Elmo, but I don't want to pay the 10% tax. I just want to get the entire value for it. You will be able to do that in small amounts in the next, I'm not going to say dates, but probably in the next month, right? And the entire value which you sell in Elmo will go directly to the burn portal, which to the burn wallet. Sorry, actually the nil wallet.
So just to
And how does
stop you
that
there, one
help?
question that
Yeah.
came up a lot is the tokens that are being
Sure.
burned, they can't be reminted, right?
No, there's
Yeah.
no minting
Okay.
function.
Yeah, I think you mentioned Null Wallet, but that was a question from the initial
No.
post.
No. The burn tax is actually also hard coded. We cannot change the taxes, and also we renounce the ownership. So the burn on DX will always stay. There is no way for us to turn that off. And that's why I'm saying also about the centralized exchange that we would only list on exchanges that support, right? Like right now, Bitmart, for example, they support us in a way that they don't give us Elmo or they don't burn it themselves, but we actually get like 5% of all the sales in USDT. And this month we have so far collected around $20,000, which we soon will be able to pay out, and we will use that money to, put it to the reserve and buy back and burn more Elmo, right? And how does that help? Well, first of all, the price goes up because we buy, and second of all, we burn more. And that's what we want to do with all exchanges. We just listed on LBank, and LBank was supposed to be 10% sell tax only, but their current mechanism doesn't support it. So we said, okay, we're going to go with 5% buy tax and 5% sell tax. and the 5% buy-tax will be given to us once a month in Elmo, and the sell-tax once a month in USDT, and we will repeat the same thing, right? We're gonna basically use those funds to burn. We're not gonna use it for anything else, and so on and so on. You have also Coin W, where we're listed on. However, it's a little bit disappointing if it's about the amount of USDT we receive from them. The organic volume is very low there, but it's an exchange, right? And they give us some good volume. Through market making and so on. And that's kind of Elmo. It's all about the burn, and next to that, it's not only about burn. It's also about providing a legit project. And I think that our community can agree with that. That they feel their investment is in quiet, safe hands in a way that they probably know that we would not just leave them behind and just destroy the project or anything like that. We are people that actually are committed into this for a long period of time. We're not going to be here just for a pump and a dump, or we actually want to build something really big. And that's what you see in the roadmap as well. We just over a month we finished phase 1, and we're now in full speed finishing phase 2, hopefully also doing it within a month, right? And we've achieved a lot of things in this small period of time. A lot more than most meme coins, and even meme coins that reached 100 million market cap. They basically did it through hype and FOMO, and we want to do it through basically providing something useful in the space, right, and providing something unique.
No, that's good too. I mean, one of the things, you guys have been around the 10 million market cap for quite a while. I guess that's a good sign. Usually, when I get into this degen meme coins, like you put a couple of ETH in and just sort of see if it moons or goes to zero. 10 million market cap is where you sort of look to exit, because that's where it starts dipping. And you guys have been around that mark for a while, so that's quite good. A few things to sort of my questions and to clarify is your contract's renounced, right?
Yes,
And
correct.
then the
It's also
and the
audited.
liquidity is locked as well for a couple of years.
Yes, for one
So
year.
so
For
for
1 year. May
Okay, so
2024.
those are a couple of things that I look for. So when you're looking to buy a meme coin, those are two things you should definitely look for before you buy. And then just the hype. What are the influencers? I mean, I've got some following, but there's people with way bigger following. If you ape in quite small market cap coins, those are like sort of three things I look for. So no, that's good to hear that you've got.
Yeah, we've also did a very decent audit with Block Safo and the KYC as well. Our contract added had a 97% score, and our staking contract has a 100% score. So that's also quite important, in my opinion. I look at audits when I look at projects. That's what I do.
Yeah, and the other good thing you mentioned was the exchanges are also taking part in the burn. Could you explain that? So you're reaching out to bigger exchanges. I mean, if you read the comments below the initial post, there's lots of names for Binance and KuCoin and stuff. So there are other exchanges that you're reaching out that will take part in this burn, because that could be sort of huge hype that Elmo can use.
Yeah, so with tier 1, it's like this, that normally you can reach out on your own, obviously. Um, But normally it's like that when you list on multiple like top tier 2 exchanges, they will come eventually. Once you hit that maybe 1.5 million market cap, they will reach out to you, right? Because I can reach out to them right now. I mean, probably not Binance, but let's say KuCoin or Gate or something like that.
Mexi is a
But the problem,
popular one. I mean, yeah, Binance are people that are just doing it. I think they just don't know much about crypto.
yeah, obviously Binance is the holy grail, in the end. But I could reach out to KuCoin right now, but the problem is that the negotiation position which we're in now would be not strong enough to push them to what we want, right? And that's why the idea is more to first have a decent lineup of tier 2 exchanges and have a decent daily volume of over 1 million every single day. Because then you are also in a little bit stronger position saying, guys, we have this volume. Obviously, if you want to list us, you're going to take out a lot of that volume, but we also have our conditions, right? And that's when we can say that, we want to apply a burn tax. And we don't care if the exchange will do it themselves, even, right? Do the public burn function, or we will do it. But we will not list on any exchange if they will not apply the burn tax. No, because
ERX for
that
the
would
win.
basically
Bitcoin
kill the
69K.
entire idea
No real
behind the project,
utility.
right?
It
And you
frightens me to
mentioned
think that
MaxC.
what XRP could be.
I had so many offers from MaxC, but they keep saying that they don't apply tax. So I'm then saying, sorry guys, pity, we don't do it, simply because if we do it, then all the volume will go to Maxi, all the sell volume will go to Maxi, and then the burn will kind of stop. I mean, if somebody would wanna sell, let's say, $10,000 worth of Elmo, would you lose $1,000 selling on Dex, or would you prefer to go to Maxi, which is a quite decent exchange, right? Obviously, most of them would go to Maxi, sell it there, and transfer it back to
That
DEX.
would be like a sell the
And that's
news event. So sorry to interrupt. I mean, if you look at a lot of the bitcoins, that's another sell sign. I think Mong was one. I posted it when I sold it. That was like the top when meme coins get listed on a exchange. There's just so much sell pressure. All the big whales just start selling. So unless you're right with Elmo, unless
yeah.
they implement the tax, which from my experience,
Well, we've even seen it with Elmo, like the sell pressure on exchange when we launch, because often when you launch on an exchange, a price tends to pump, right? Especially those that apply zero tax on both DEX and CEX. However, with Elmo, you see that when we launch there, and also our market makers are saying it, that the sell pressure is there straight away from the beginning.
Uh,
Because, for example,
Matthew,
L Bank,
load
we
up
charge
you
5% sell
your
tax. So a lot of
ISO
people is
coins.
transferring there on the day the
Just
deposit
wait, bro. The
opens,
rest gambling,
and then they
my
put
man.
the
I don't think
orders
that's
in, right,
true.
hoping that they can sell
Harry,
it
you
for
hit
a
the
lower
nail on the
amount of
head
tax, and
with
maybe
Elmo.
move it back to DEX and
Yeah,
buy
I
back
think
there or
Elmo
something
is
like that, right?
fantastic. What they're
And
doing.
that's what we've seen with both Bitmart and Lbank. So we have seen that we don't necessarily pump after an exchange
If
listing.
you haven't had a chance to hit the
And
like
right
button,
now,
please
we
do so.
also don't see that as a reason to list on an exchange. The main reason why we list on an exchange is to gain more volume, right?
That's what I like to
Because
hear.
overall volume is important, and that's also when the tier one exchanges start to kind of bite, right? They want to have that chunk of that volume, so that's when they start to reach out to you.
I guess the challenge for Elmo is 'cause with the burn tax, it's hard to get volume as well. So getting that volume to proof to exchanges, because if Elmo like you said, has got on a million or whatever really high volume daily, you don't have to approach exchanges. They'll come, and because it's money for them, they'll make the money from fees. They'll come to you and say, "Can we list Elmo?" If there's got huge um, hype, or there's lots of volume for it. So I guess that's the challenge for Elmo, how Elmo team can increase the volume and hype, and some of the things you talked about like NFTs and staking, and the burn will, I suppose, help you get there.
Yeah, but it's also on DX we
What's
cannot
your
really use
opinion
bots
on
like
release
most projects
13th?
do.
I'm
The
all in
DX
XRP.
volume
To show
on
fake volume.
Ethereum is in four. Yeah, exactly. The the gas fees lately. I mean, now it's a bit better because the meme season and the hype is a bit over. But during the Pepe
Not sure I'm
hype,
familiar
the
with what
gas
you're
fees
talking
were
about.
insanely high, not because
XRP
people were trading, but simply
fanatic.
because there were so many bots operating, right, creating that volume, also sandwiching and whatnot. And we cannot do that, and I think it's actually a good thing because on a lot of these contracts they sandwich you every single time you buy or you sell or whatever. Um, so it's not a bad thing, I would say. I mean, the main volume anyway comes from the CX, right? Because we have market
I've made
makers
money
there that
following
can
Perry. I
basically
appreciate that.
create
Thank
a
you for
bit
the
more extra
$3
volume
super
because
chat.
those are accounts which are not uh, um, they don't pay any fees, right? So we can create volume if we want to. I mean, we could have a lot more volume now if we want to. But I also said to the market making team, let's not over exaggerate as well with the volume, right? To have 3 exchanges, but to have $6 million volume is not really something that tier one exchanges would say, oh wow, right? They would obviously know that it's faked, and I don't want that as well as a project lead.
No, that
Jurgen
makes sense.
Belgium, thank you for watching.
Well, if there's any questions, I can see lots of people listening. PSX, Fafi, crypto listener. Yeah, if you guys want to have any questions, just do raise your hand. So could you talk a bit more about utility then? So there's a few questions with NFTs. The people that are buying NFTs, is there plan to have any like simple play to earn model games? Because those are like sort of hype things again.
Yeah. Well, first of all, the NFT staking is going to be out. That's the
Is it good to
first
have
thing we will
multiple
work on
wallets?
after
Yes,
we've just today actually
it's very good
relaunched
to have
NFT
multiple wallets.
successfully.
The only issue is that you
Um,
deal with, the
that's
fees that you're
NFT
paying, the gas
staking,
fees that
so
you're paying,
people can
especially
basically
in the
buy an
Ethereum
NFT
network.
now
But
and they'll be able to
always great
stake
to have
later
multiple
and
wallets
get a bit of Elmo
because you
back
never
for
know
it.
if
So it's
one can
kind of
get
like a
compromised.
cashback, I would say, especially because
And hopefully
Elmo
that's
has
not the case, but
a pretty.
It's not bad having multiple
actually
wallets.
a very
Just like
decent,
having multiple exchanges.
return on investment if you look at the long term. So you might over time even actually get more than your money back for your NFT. I'm pretty sure about that actually, because it just requires a 3 or 4 times an Elmo, and you would actually earn back your NFT investment, right? As I also said before, the buyback and burn portal will be only accessible for NFT
You still got
holders.
1,800
so it's another
XRP.
kind
Yes, I
of
do.
perk to be able to
1,788
sell
XRP.
against a lot to our portal and not paying any tax, and just basically
20,000
burning it
XRP
straight away.
coins deep.
And then, like you said, a play to earn or a play to burn,
could be a
play
big
to
price rise
lose and
Tuesday the
earn, something like
13th.
that. Yes, that's actually on the schedule.
SEC
But
getting
we are
exposed for
very
corruption.
kind of, our team is very realistic, and we only kind of mention the things and details that we know that
That'd
we
be
can
huge.
deliver within 2 months.
Again,
Like, let's say
I'm
that
holding
way,
what XRP
right? We
I'm
don't want to
holding. I'm
say,
holding at a
in
low
half
price.
a year or
I don't
or
need
in
to buy
1 year
more
we
unless
will
it
have
finds a way to come back down to
Elmo
my cost
or
basis,
whatever, right?
which
I
is
think it
39
doesn't make
cents.
much sense to hype people for something that is not coming, because you create a temporary hype and then later you kind of, get a very big dump because you don't deliver it. But there's a lot of things, we have in mind. I just don't want to mention all of it because, people, they might buy for it now thinking that it's going to happen soon, and maybe something will come up that it cannot happen. And we don't want to make such promises in such a early stage right now.
No, that makes sense. Keep the sort of bit of hype
they're
and
not going to
secrecy.
trust
That
them because
always
the
helps
government
with
comes out
project.
and says,
Let the mind
hey,
wander what
they're
Elmo
registered
can come
security.
up with. Keeps the
Exactly.
hodlers
Yeah,
hodling.
and our roadmap is also, our roadmap is not for like long term. It's like the roadmap is like something that, it's achievable, let's say, in a year,
I don't
maybe
plan
even
on
earlier,
selling them
looking
right
at how
now.
fast we went to
But
phase
as
1,
time goes
right?
on, I probably will sell some. But I
So
know for
we don't
pretty
want
much
to
life, I'm
make
going to
those
hold
kind of
100.
commitments
However,
to the community,
as
especially
time goes
saying
on, I'm
things
gonna
which
I'm gonna sell
we,
some.
which
That's
might
just my
take years
strategy to
or which are
capture
simply not
my initial
feasible.
investment.
Cool. We've got a question here. Let me just read it up. How quickly do you think Elmo can get to 100 mil supply? Is that in your plans?
Well, obviously it's in the plan to burn as much as possible, but we cannot. It cannot be in our plans because it doesn't depend on us. It depends on the volume as well. It depends on we have a couple of big whales. If they sell, they would burn instantly like a couple of million, right? Things can go really fast. 100 million. That's gonna take a while, right? I mean, it's obvious that we burned 127 million in just over a month, but I mean, the first day we launched, we burned like 40 million. And people, I guess, they also forget about that. That's because the first day we had a volume on DEX like over 2 million, right? And there was a lot of bot trading going on, and we burned 40 million on the first day. I remember it was crazy. But yeah, 100 million eventually, long term. Why not? Right? If you keep charging the taxes, if you keep receiving funds from various sources such as NFTs, yeah, then you can burn a lot. 100 million though will take some time. I mean, we have to also stay realistic, right? It's not like it's that we will burn 270 million, in just a couple of months. And I think that the community also knows that. They also know, they see that we burn like 500,000 a day, on some days even less. So if you have 500,000 a day, let's say for a year, then you burn 182 million in a year, right? But I also am pretty sure the price over time will rise, and as the price goes up, also the burning kind of gets slower, right? Because somebody sells at a higher price sells less Elmo than selling at a lower price. Because if you have a low price, the volume in Elmo would be much higher probably than having it at a higher price. But obviously, it's I guess the ultimate goal is to get somewhere there, yes. And I think in the long term it is possible.
Cool. A general question, and what's your thoughts on Memecoin season? Obviously the hype is sort of on the back end, let's say. It's not, you mentioned it earlier, the fees were crazy. Any coin launched, people would ape in. What's your thoughts on Memecoin in general, and where does Elmo sort of play a part in it?
Well, to be entirely honest with you, I don't really follow all those meme coins because there are shitloads, right? And I actually, when Pepe kind of just launched and there was all this hype going on, I actually really didn't like Pepe simply because I kind of knew what they were doing. They were manipulating the price, they were manipulating the volume, they were sandwiching with MF bots. And I actually hope that Pepe would never ever list on an exchange like Binance, to be honest with you. And I was very surprised when it happened because actually it was just a hype coin and it didn't really, you know, do much more with that. But then on the other hand, Binance obviously knew that if they would list them, they would earn shitloads of money on Pepe, right? But I didn't expect it, to be honest, because I didn't see anything in it for the long term. And I think that a lot of, I mean, obviously the communities of such big tokens like Pepe, they are big,
Hensley,
right?
I'll tell you
But when for
this:
a longer
you
period
don't
of time
understand
nothing
when
is
people are
happening, the
paid for
price kind of
something. They're
flatlines and
paid
it
for
kind
it,
of
but when
doesn't do
people
much,
believe
then
in a
those communities
position
will also shrink. And
afterwards,
I think that Pepe is
that's
probably not
where
a
the
long-term
conversation comes
token.
in.
And that's for the
It's
most
not to where
meme
you're
coins
paid
which
for
were created in
something
the
for
meme season. I think
continuous
most of them were created
pumping.
to just make a big
What
buck,
I'm doing
especially
is
for
talking
the
about something
developers,
I
right?
believe
Dumping
in.
it themselves, dumping it at the
I'm
high,
not
and then just kind of,
um I'm
fuck
not a
it,
person
let's leave it,
behind the
let's do another
scenes.
one. And I have a
So
feeling that that's what's
give me a
been
second.
happening, that it's
I'm not a person behind the scenes. I'm not a person that makes decisions. I'm not a person that's a part of their marketing team. I'm not a person that's anywhere near that. You know what I am? A person that did take a payment for doing the initial videos, right? The initial videos, the initial reviews. Really, that's what it was all about. It wasn't about even talking about how much I like it. It was about a review. um, you legally have to disclose it. I know I have disclosed it, and I've disclosed that I got paid for the initial review. I didn't get paid for what I'm doing right here, and I'm not getting paid for what I'm doing right here. What I'm doing is talking about a position that I like. So I know laws, and I'm just gonna let you go ahead and get out of here. But I know laws, and I have gone through this whole entire thing. So you can join whatever class action lawsuit you want, but it's a waste of time, honestly. Um, so see ya. Anyways, that's absolutely pointless. People don't understand that when you actually have a paid promotion, you have a paid promotion. But do you ever see that people will talk about something like and say it's somebody else? I don't know, but people will talk about some sort of product, and then they'll go, hey, I'm not sponsored by it or whatever, because they want to let people know that they're not sponsored, and they would hope to get some sort of sponsorship. People are always, they're just dumb. People are just stupid. That's why I really don't understand um why they have to come into the chat and say things like that. You can ask, you can go, um hey, aren't you supposed to disclose this? I would go, hey, we're only supposed to disclose it on the videos we get paid for. But everything else is from the kindness of my heart, and how I feel about the position, because I honestly wanted a position like this. Elmo ERC does a lot of things that I really wanted in a position to do. And it's just ridiculous. But I'll put this back on audio so you can
hope
hear him.
probably, but that's because they don't really have like a fixed core team
It's
anymore, I believe.
stupid.
From my understanding, it's mainly a community push and some investors that finance all of it. Um, and I think that's kind of the idea behind Elmo, is to keep bringing utility and not kind of the
I
standard.
make a
Because
lot of times
staking, I mean, in the meme space, it's
3x
maybe not
with
so
Elmo.
standard,
Thank you,
but
Matthew. Yeah, no
NFTs
problem.
is kind of what meme coins do when they think about utility or use case. We want to try in the future to really bring some unique stuff, and the burn portal is one of them, right?
Always people that are
which
hating
which
on
I
everything.
only
It's
saw
okay.
Ship doing it, but I have never heard of a project actually giving you USDT for selling your tokens.
Okay, if you don't have
So
anything
that's
going
something
on, it's all
unique, and
right.
that's what we want to try and keep doing: create unique things. And we are very lucky because we have an amazing developer on board, and we don't have to even worry about uh, thinking of new things because our team is so creative. They have such an amazing mind of things which we could do in the future. And like I said, right, we will not like promise things right now because anything can happen that you might want to have to change it, or you might want to have to do something different, right? But that's the idea, to keep it relevant, exactly, to keep building use case and utility around the token. um, and some people might say Elmo card, blah blah blah, but I don't honestly believe so much in doing a credit card, because it's kind of like, when you're listed on some exchanges, you also can be kind of like already used.
I appreciate that,
Elmo can also
Empire.
be used as a credit card, right? I know Binance, for example, has a card. If you're listed on Binance, anyone can change Elmo to USDT, and they can basically, use Elmo to pay bills, right? And I've seen projects doing it. They create a card, and they create a whole hype around it, but it doesn't really push the project, like forward. It's kind of like doing something which other projects do, and it's not really something unique. And we want to try and do exactly things where people really think, "Whoa, that's pretty damn smart." That's something I've never seen before. And that's what we want to do, basically, because that's how you keep people interested as well, right? If you're going to release a card and people say, whoa, for 1 or 2 days, and after that it's like, okay, nice, this card, and nobody uses it, or a very little amount of people would use it, right? Especially if you have DEX holders, up to 3 or 4 thousand holders on DEX. Well, then it's not worth it to invest in such an amount of money as a project to create a credit card, right? For just 3 or 4 people to use it. So we are trying to just be relevant by doing things which others didn't do yet, right? And we will be able to do that, because we have a team that is able to do that. We don't have to pay a third party to do it for us. So that's a very big advantage for us as well, because we actually don't need funds to continue building. Everything which we have released so far, we haven't paid anything for it apart from the domain and
Matthew's my
apart from
messiah. I
the
love him.
hosting, and that's it.
I don't know about that. I
We
appreciate
didn't
the
pay
kind
for
words.
creating the staking platform. We didn't pay for the visuals of the staking platform and so on, right? Same with the NFT minting platform. We didn't pay anything for that. We just did it ourselves, and that's quite a big thing to have, a big difference probably with a lot of projects, right? That they might have a developer, but that developer might only be able to do front end or back end, or Solidity or whatnot. Well, our developer is a full stack, so he can do everything, right? He can basically do anything you can think of on the blockchain, on the websites, on the front end, on the back end. He can create a D app. He can do everything. And it's not just any regular developer. It's the most amazing developer I've ever seen and I've ever met in my life. So that's kind of why I am confident that Elmo will succeed, because we are all, the entire team are so committed to it that there is no way it cannot succeed.
Could you talk? I don't know how much you can talk about it. Could you talk a bit more about the team? Have they been involved with projects before? I don't know how much you can talk, but just a bit about the team. And I know you mentioned that the team working with new ideas like hype cycle, new ideas that get meme coin or crypto
Right.
excited. If you want to talk a bit more about that.
Yeah, if it's about the real core team, we're six of us, and we consist of me, and I'm just a guy that talks a lot of crap, I guess.
That's the most
A lot
important
of
role for the price, mate. That's the most important role for the price.
yeah, I know, man, but it's a hard job. but but yeah, I mean, it's a team where we have six real like core people, and I mean people that are really like there from the beginning, who are in the decision making position. So we have Elmo Architect, and he is basically someone that can create anything visual wise, and he just has an amazing mind. He is exactly the type of person that can think of stuff that nobody can think of. Then we have Elmofo developer, and like I said, he's a full stack, right? He basically can build anything on the chain. He can build anything we want if it's about the apps. And again, he also has this amazing mind. He knows a lot about crypto because he's been in it for a long time. Then we have Crazy Elmo, and he is kind of like the hype guy, but he also is into the marketing part and also into the Twitter part and everything. He's kind of the guy busy with that. um, and then we have two other people, which basically are more like they they give us more the ideas. They are not so active on the community, but they are busy more with the ideas for future utility, and as well they are kind of also financing whenever we need, right? However, we don't need it so much, but they also finance us at the beginning, and they still support us. And next to that, obviously, we have a great community. We have amazing moderators, and we have amazing partners. So it's not just the six of us, right? It's the entire community, and it's also, you know, these amazing people that give their everything for Elmo every day.
Yeah, I've checked out your Telegram group as well. That's quite active. They've got some crazy people in there. Usually, the crazier the community, the better for the project. But I can see DJ Trev here. He's the guy who's got me into Elmo. So I don't know if he's available to speak, but go check him out. Is listening in. Go follow him as well. And I've got a couple more questions, and I'll see if there's any questions from the listeners. We've got about 100 people listening. If you've got any questions, then do shout up. If not, I've got a couple more questions, and then we'll start rounding up. So what's your thoughts on projects, or especially Memecoin projects, sort of being very fluid? By that I mean they sort of can change what they're doing. So let's say AI comes up, they sort of change into AI. One great example is TRX, Justin Sun, people that have been in crypto for a while. He just stays relevant. If there's any news come up, he's going to be the first one. TRX is doing it. I mean, he started off copying ETH. Even like some of the white paper, he hadn't changed it. But every stable coin, he's got one. NFT staking, he'll have one. AI, I think he changed it to AI as well. He tried to change TRX into a meme coin chain as well. What's your thoughts on being very fluid, and Elmo potentially being AI, or jump on the next narrative? I'll share my opinion as well. So I'm looking forward to your opinion, and then I can share my thoughts on after.
Well, to be really AI, what means AI nowadays, right?
It could just be a website
I mean,
where you can just create pixels. You could buy literally stuff.
yeah, I know, but I mean, in my opinion, a Solidity file or a contract is already artificial intelligence because it works on its own, But I know what you mean. I see a lot of projects going around AI, and then they kind of come up only with
Hey,
something that is
Thomas.
like an API
Thomas
of Chat
Sims. How you doing?
GPT, or
Thank you
an
for stopping
API of
by.
anything which already exists. So I am not so much into that, to be honest, myself. Maybe the team members are, but we never really discussed AI so much. You see it on Twitter a lot, like ask Ben or whatever. You have this kind of things, right? But then again, those are all APIs connected to something. And if you want to really create an amazing AI project, in my opinion, you need a lot of money, to do something really new and something really big. I mean, obviously, creating pictures like as an
No
AI, yeah,
label.
that's
How you
cool,
doing?
right? But then
Thank
again,
you for
that's not
showing up.
something
I
new.
appreciate it.
Anything does that. I mean, Canvas, you can do AI pictures. Any website, you can type, AI pictures, whatever. But to be unique in the AI space, well, I think it's gonna take some time. Maybe TRX can do it because they have a lot of money, right? But as a beginning project to go into AI and not have actually so much funds, I think that's not reasonable, and that's why I also for Elmo wouldn't go into that too much for this, for now at least. I mean, especially as a meme coin. I mean, meme coins, in my opinion, are more about community entertainment and use case, and AI doesn't necessarily fit into that for now in this stage, unless we come up with something that people really say, wow, that's something new, right? But creating a ask Elmo, or whatever, what else do you have there on Twitter? You have all those kind of AI bots, right, going around. I mean, it's fun, right? But does it
Yeah,
really
that
add
was one of
something
the
to the
Not
project?
questions
not
on
on the
here.
webcast. Can
Can
you ask
Elmo have like an
questions?
Ask Elmo
I can,
bot on Twitter?
but
Yeah,
I
we
don't
can
even know how to
do it,
raise my hand in
obviously, and it
this.
would probably not even take that much because it's a matter of having an API
I
towards
used to. It used to
GPT,
be
change a little
easier
bit
where I
of,
could raise my
Yeah.
hand very
a
easily.
way of
Now I
speaking,
don't know.
right? The tone, and that's it.
I don't know
I
how I
mean, we
can.
could do that. Obviously, we could do that, and probably we can even arrange it this
That a
month,
Is that a wave?
and we might do it, right? But is that really like saying that we're going into AI, right? That, in my opinion, not. It's just copying somebody's API, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think TRX will do anything with AI. He just copies stuff and stays relevant. The reason why I asked this was I was involved with Mong initially, and when they were like, "Oh, it was just
Okay.
hype meme
Yeah.
and
I was
like
planning
crazy
on
influencers,"
asking that
that wasn't sustainable. I was saying, look, is there
if I can get a
going to
chance.
be a plan to do something else, or is it
I
just
know
like,
they went through like their
meme,
whole entire
mon?
like
You
timeline
can only
basically.
say that for so long, and we've seen what happened with the price. It was quite disappointing, I guess. But I think for meme coins, Sheep is a great example. They've always found a way to stay relevant. I think we talked about it earlier. And it doesn't have to be AI. I think AI was just an example. But from projects, not just meme coin, any projects to be successful, it's just
Great
keeping it
minds think
churning
alike.
out, even if it's whatever it is,
True.
something very simple.
Too true.
Get some investors to
Yeah, I
talk
mean,
about.
Ship is good at
Sheep
it,
is good
right?
at it. Yeah,
Ship is good
definitely.
at it. Yeah, yeah,
If you
yeah.
didn't see, I
Because they
posted
come up with
the
things which are exactly,
one-on-one, by the way.
actually have a real value. Like Shimbarium, for example. It's not out yet, right? But if it will be out, it does have a real true value. The same for their metaverse. It's still in development as well. I mean, it takes all a bit long for Ship, and that's also, I guess, why the chart is kind of like, like kind of boring. But they still do keep, going, right? They still do release things, and that's kind of what makes Ship also Ship. Um, Dodge is a different story, obviously, because they have support of you know who.
It always
That
is. I
they
don't like
kind of
my
have
own
that
voice,
luck,
so
maybe.
I get
But
exactly what
Ship,
you're
yeah,
saying,
Ship
Thomas.
will probably always be there, and that's because they do actually develop things. And if you're
Yeah,
exactly
I hate
about
my own
Pepe,
voice
that's still the question, right? Like you say, is there going to
sometimes.
be any relevance to it? That's probably what we will see after the bull market. I mean, probably people are still investing in Pepe, hoping a bull market will start soon, bull market, and then maybe Pepe will do it 5-6 times. But after that, they really have to come up with something, right? Otherwise, people are like, okay, I did my 6-7 times and I'm out. I don't need anything more from Pepe because what can I do with it? And that's a difficult part, right? To keep people interested in your token. But I think if it's about Elmo, we don't have to worry about it. I mean, we're just here for a month, and everything we do is pretty much organically. All our holders on DEX are organically, right? The volume on DEX is also organically. All our Twitter followers are, all our Telegram members are. So we have pretty good numbers to
Yeah,
show.
I might.
While on other projects, you cannot really show them because it's not organic, like with the volume and everything, right?
Dome, have you got a question? If you want to go ahead. Dome, if you have a question, you can unmute and ask myself or Elmo.
Page here. I sounded so disorganized. Also, did
Maybe he wants to say
you not
something about
realize how
Ship.
much I did not
He has got
let
SHIB.
you talk? No, it's not.
Mm.
All
Honestly,
right, I think
it's
I don't know
about
what's happening with the speaker.
you. It's not about me. Like it's about what you have to offer
Okay, yeah, we can keep talking about memes.
and
I
what you can bring
suppose
to the
two final
table.
questions.
You know,
One is, so you've got
it's
your sell tax now
sorry, I'm
10%.
getting
Are there plans
distracted
to sort of
by what's being said over
change
here.
that?
But yeah, it's about you. It's honestly a good situation to be able to have a breakdown of what you do and what you do successfully and be able to display that to the viewership. It's not only about me because people hear about me all the time. So being able to understand what people are doing good, what people are doing bad, and being able to fix some of those things, and it's always a great thing. So it sounded like a great interview to me, or a great not interview, but one on one.
Manage market cap, manage supply and demand.
No, no, we on purpose hard coded the text so it will not be changeable ever on the DEX at least. I mean, obviously, if an exchange like KuCoin or Binance comes and they say, "Yeah, we cannot do
Yeah,
10%, but we can do 5%,"
yeah, it was
well,
great. It
obviously
was
we
a
will
great one on
consider,
one.
right? Because the volume is so insane on
Yeah.
such exchanges
So
that it will
I've had maybe
outplay the
20
DEX
other
volume
one on
anyway,
ones
and
before
it
your
will
one on
burn
one,
more.
right?
Even the
And
5% will burn
your
more
first
than
one
it
being
would on
included.
DEX, right? Because it will
And this is
basically
the first
move
one that I
volume from
posted.
another
So just
centralized exchange there.
that lets you
And there's a
know
lot of users on
how
KuCoin
valuable
and
the
Binance that
information
would
was
never
within it.
trade on any other exchange than those two. So the
I feel like
volume
it
on
was
there
very
will be
valuable.
insane. At that point, yeah, we can say on this centralized exchange we can do 5%, right? No problem. But on the DEX, no, it will not change. And the utility and that's also kind of the point, that we want to keep people interested to actually hold in their wallet and on exchange by creating utility, right? So you still do see that sell volume on the, because some people, they don't bother to use centralized exchange as well. So yeah, we kind of will keep it as long as we can until maybe a big exchange comes that says we can do up to 5, for example.
Cool. One next question. Someone just asked about the coin market cap update on the website. There's a few questions on that.
On the
Yeah.
website?
For Elmo, is there a
Coin
yeah.
market cap? What do you mean update, the API, or? Because we have coin market cap on our website. If he talks about the link, maybe.
Oh, it's about the
any
supply
person
on
can.
coin market cap.
Right. Yeah, the supply on coin market cap is actually the correct one. Let me check quickly what it says now. We have an API running, so let me have a quick look. Oh, we passed 2 cents while we're talking. That's good.
Keep pumping
Yeah,
my
so the
bags, guys.
supply. Yeah, well, I mean, that's the funny thing about Elmo. If you look at a chart, you always have those dips, but then it comes back and it kind of hits an all-time high, right? And it keeps doing that. So that's kind of interesting about Elmo. It's not like you go to look at it in most meme coins now, you see that one parabolic pump, and then it just says bye bye, right? And then it
It's
flatlines.
because of my
So
video,
Elmo doesn't
by
have
the
that
way.
chart. I think we have the most
My
beautiful chart
video.
out there
No,
right
I'm
now.
just playing.
If it's about coin market cap, I mean the actual supply that shows on coin market cap is the correct one. The total supply, the circulating supply, I think that will be updated because there was a slight glitch on our API, and that's why it doesn't say anything. But the total supply is correct. That's what I know. If it's about the market cap not being verified, maybe that's what somebody's talking about. That's not something we have control over, because actually CoinMarketCap themselves, they kind of select projects one by one, and then they go over the API if it can be verified or not. It's not something that we request. So you have that little triangle warning thingy there, right? It's a self-reported market cap. That will probably stay for a while until until CoinMarketCap comes to Elmo, right, to verify the API. It's not something you pay for. It's not something you request. It's something that eventually they'll come to and they will verify it.
Okay, hopefully that answers the question. I think those were all the questions and the comments from the post that I made. Let's just finish off with talking about price then. I think that's what people care about. So I initially got in on the breakout. I think it was not 0.008 or 9. And it's sort of now is trying to break that 2 cent level. So yeah, from a technical analysis point of view, if it, again, with meme coins, low market cap coins, technical analysis doesn't work, because if a whale decides to sell, it doesn't matter what your head and shoulder pattern, RSI, Elliott wave say, it will dump.
I don't believe in technical analysis so much, to be honest. Like you say, right? If a whale decides to dump, it dumps, and you cannot you cannot predict it. It happens, and you cannot
But
control
I
it.
think the Elmo
If it's
AI
about the
chat,
price, I mean, we actually broke 3 cents already.
I
I think it was a couple of
don't
days
know
ago.
if I've heard about this.
Yes, on the 5th of June, we actually passed 0.33, so we actually are down compared with
Yes.
those 5-6 days ago. But now we broke the 2 cents again, which is good news. It
Sorry.
just shows that the chart shows resistance, a very strong one. But
I
you also
posted
see
a
it in the
little
community that
screen
people actually hope it will dip, because
on live
they want to
comments on
buy
Twitter.
more and they want to see,
You posted
big
something?
sells, because you see
Did you
those
tag me
burns,
in it
because
at
we have a
all?
live kind of burn notification in our Telegram, and whenever anything goes to the burn wall, an automatic notification is sent to our Telegram group. So when people see like 50,000 burned, it's not like this that people are, oh shit, somebody sold 500,000, but people are actually like cheering, like, yeah, burn that shit down, bring the price down. It's like the opposite of any other project, really. I mean, because in other projects, when people dump, and people are like, oh, why down, why down, why this, why that, why dump, In our community, it's kind of the opposite way, which is funny. I have contact with some community members, and they all are saying, when is it going to be finally 1 cent? I want to buy more. and they're waiting for those dumps because of the burn, but also because they just want to buy more. It's like I guess they're
In
addicted
the
to this
AMA
still, right?
comments,
You definitely have a good
like
burn
To
narrative
Elmo.
going on. I do really like that. I wish
these
it sort of
comments,
carried
I
on a bit
don't.
longer. I think
Or
Elmo
this one,
could have
because you won't be able to
pumped
post
a lot
stuff like
more,
that
which is
on
something that
YouTube.
I initially got into Elmo for. We've got there's one question, Mawanda. Apologies if I've pronounced your name wrong, mate. We can take one question and we'll start rounding up.
Hi guys. Matthew got me into Elmo, and it is such an amazing project. I'm really excited about it, and I've been into Pepe, still holding on it, and losing money, no problem. But at least the redeemer is Elmo, because it makes sense, and everything the gentleman has been talking about makes real sense. I'm buying the dip. I'm still buying more. The only question I have is I'm using Bitmart to buy, but there is always, I don't know what brings about different price list on Bitmart from anywhere else, because when I check on the website, the price is different. When I check on coin market cap, the price is different. For example, like for now, on market cap, it's up to 002, but on Bitmart it's still below 002. This is what I want to understand. I don't get it. And I once tried something to check out the bonds. So I sold my holdings when I saw the market going down, so that I can re-enter again when it's a bit lower. And I sold it, and when I when I was buying again, they gave me a totally different price. I I, I don't get it. I was like, maybe this exchange is playing me up, or what's going on. So I want to understand something about that. That is the whole idea. Otherwise, I'm so excited about Elmo.
Thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Matthew, as well, for bringing him in. But yeah, that's because actually Bitmart, most buy and sell orders which you see are a very low amount, and that is because we have a market making team actually kind of trying to keep the price in line with DEX, right, which is the price which you see on CoinMarketCap. And that's first of all the reason why it's different. I can ask them to work a bit harder and to keep it closer to DEX, but it's a little bit difficult with a token that is taxed on DEX. It's not as easy as a token with zero tax to keep it in line. It will get better over time, but it's also because Bitmart, most of the orders you see are market making orders, and they're not actually orders from people. So when you buy, for example, $1,000 on Bitmart, the price on Bitmart will pump much more than it would on DEX, right? Simply because there's not so much tokens in the order book. And in DEX, you don't have an order book. You just have a liquidity pool where it looks at, right, how many tokens is in there, how much Ethereum is in there, and it gives you that price. So with the exchanges, it will probably get better over time as we grow bigger, because actually it was entirely the same for any token in the beginning, right? Even BTC, when they just launched, for example, they probably also had those differences on different exchanges, simply because they have different order books, they have market makers that cannot defend the price, or they cannot keep the price in line. But I will ask the market making team to try and follow the DEX price a bit more closely. They do that, but like you say, there's always like a tiny difference.
What
And I
is the
know what you
purpose
mean.
of this?
But we can fix that. But it will not mean that you will be able to buy more or buy
But you
less,
try and
because
give Elmo a
it's a matter of
personality.
having real
I'm sorry. I'm
organic
trying to
orders in
figure
the
out what the
order book.
purpose
And
is
there
here.
is plenty in Bitmart, but they're mostly at higher prices.
Okay, I got it.
All right, thanks.
Thanks for your question, Manda. I mean, I've not used Bitmart before, but I'm assuming it's low liquidity, so got similar issues with other tokens as well.
Yeah, it gets better over time once you large. Once you get larger, then it gets better because then people,
Mhm.
they
Make
actually have
dialogue with
those
Elmo
buy
bot
and
and
sell
have
orders
fun. So
more
basically,
close
just a
to the actual
conversation.
price. But arbitrage is very difficult with a token which is text.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people they make money on arbitrage, and with Elmo it's very difficult because you sell, you pay tax, and then you buy, and then again you sell, you pay tax. That's probably the main reason.
Mhm.
Yeah, because
I got
arbitrage
it.
is people make a lot of money on arbitrage when a token
Mhm.
a token is zero tax, and they see on one exchange it's a cent lower than the other, they would buy there and they would sell there, and that's how they make money. But on Elmo, it's simply not possible because of the tax.
Mhm.
Cool. We'll start rounding up now, and then we'll give Elmo to the final word. What you want to say? For me, this was the
And
sorry. Have you got?
and 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 WSB, you actually uh, pronounced my name right. There is no
That cut off quick.
Hello.
Have we? I think we've just lost him, haven't we?
Yeah,
No.
Mawanda is correct. It's kind of what
Okay.
he said.
So yeah, I'm gonna look forward to following your progress, Elmo. Check their Twitter out, the Telegram out. As long as the price keeps going up, they keep delivering. I'll keep shilling Elmo. Look forward to all your updates. Thanks,
So I
people,
think
for
we just
listening. We
lost
had
him, but I
about
think he
100
just
people listening.
downgraded
So,
him from
and then
speaker
yeah, if you hit
to
10
listener.
million market cap, I think we'll have to do another one of these spaces, Elmo.
Sure, sure. Actually, we had 10 million market caps, 5 days ago. So
So maybe 20
we
million, but
might get
otherwise
there
we'll be
soon
doing the
enough.
spaces next week. So maybe 20 million, and then we'll
Mm.
do another spaces.
Yeah, sure, sure. I'm pretty confident with Reset, but people have to understand as well that our market cap doesn't grow as other tokens because we burn so much. So a market cap is defined on the circulating supply versus the price. So our circulating supply keeps decreasing, which means the market cap also kind of keeps decreasing, right? If the price stays the same, the market cap goes down. That's why for Elmo in the long term, 100 million market cap would be an amazing performance, right? It's not the same as with ship or anything like it. Our market cap might always be under 200 million, but that doesn't mean that the price will not increase. The price will increase.
Yes, if it's like a 10 million market cap and you go to 20 million with the burns, it's not just 2x of the price because you're burning as well. So it could
Oh, it's
it'd be a
more
lot
than that.
more than that. Cool.
Yeah.
Is there anything final thing you want to say? It's been good speaking to you, mate.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, thanks a lot for having us. We will do everything to keep Elmo going, and we are confident that we will. We are also confident that the community will stay strong and connected because we have I think one of the most amazing communities out there. It's just only positivity, a little bit of craziness, and whenever somebody fuds, then people are like, okay, whatever, right? Let him fud, and there's no fights or anything going on so much, which is
I think
amazing.
you need a bit. You need a
And
bit of fight. I think that drama helps with price. Being in the Lunk community, I could vouch for that. Bit of drama is always good.
yeah, I mean, it's funny. It's funny when the price goes down and actually the community starts to be alive again. So sometimes it's good to have a dip. People they come and they they start to again push the project. But overall, it's a very active community. 24 hours a day, and the same for the token. It's alive. I mean, if you look at the volume, it's excluding Coin W because it's excluded. I have to figure out why. It's actually almost hitting 1 million a day, total. So it's amazing. And yeah, I just also want to say that we have those NFTs now again relaunched, and I really hope that everyone will check them out because they don't only look amazing, but you will also get actually value out of it in the future. First of all, staking. Second of all, buyback portal, and we will keep building utility where NFT holders will have perks. They will have advantages for over regular holders. Simply because we want to reward the people that supported us in the beginning. And next to that, they look amazing, and they might in the bull market as well have an amazing aftermarket value, right? Because NFTs in the bull market are also booming. And that's everything I have to say. And thanks a lot, Rocco, for having us. It means a lot to us. People inviting us for AMAs.
Awesome. Yeah.
Because it doesn't happen often for some reason.
No, I mean, I'm going to be more active. So I think I've posted on Twitter. We'll have loads more spaces. We've got a special spaces with Fafi on Tuesday on Lunk. So stay tuned for that. We're going to talk about USDC, the testnet, all that cool stuff. And then hopefully we'll do spaces with you guys as well, and then different projects. I think one of the things I've enjoyed a lot is just learning about new projects. That's something I enjoy on top of trading, getting to know people. So yeah, we'll speak to you and then other projects as well. So stay tuned. Check out Elmo
You should do a video
website,
on
the
NFTs.
Twitter, the Telegram group. Any final
People
thing? I'll
like
let you
me
say the
don't
final
know
word, and then
anything
we'll
about them.
close up.
Yeah, NFTs are good. I can
Well,
definitely
yeah,
talk
thanks
about
a lot,
NFTs.
everyone, for being
I
here.
don't
Awesome.
invest much
Cheers,
into
guys, and
NFTs.
yeah, go Elmo.
Yes,
Pump
thanks
it
a
to
lot.
$1.
Yeah, thanks. We will. Thanks a
Good
lot.
night, all.
Thanks. Good night.
All right, so I feel like that was good to be able to have something like that. Um, the so there was a lot of questions surrounding Elmo and well, not really like from individuals, but a ton that was coming from I guess a Wall Street Bets or WSB. Um, and I think Elmo's a solid project. It's an amazing project that does everything that I really want it to do, and hopefully can capture the amount of popularity, right? Um, but yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update on where Elmo is and go through the AMA. And I was hoping that I can ask a couple of questions, but for some reason I wasn't able to even raise my hand or let people know that I'm trying to ask a question. But it's cool. It's fine. It was still beneficial. It was still something, we got something out of it. So, anyways, guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more videos like this one. I might actually go on my gaming channel and game a little bit. I never game on there, and I want to play this game that my brother told me is a good one, Ghost of Tsushima or Tsushima. Um, for PlayStation. I want to play it, and I feel like streaming will help me play it a lot more and just go through it. So let me know if you're interested in that, because I can definitely do that. I would love to, keep streaming it and keep playing, because I play video games from time to time. Um, but yeah, guys, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button if you want to join me over there. My gaming channel, the link is in the description. My also the gaming channel will be on my main channel. So if you go to my main channel page, um, just go over to my channel, go to channels, associated channels, and you'll see TP Gaming over here if you want to go and check it out. Where we just do a bunch of different stuff, and I wanna do a lot more. Just playing, it's fun. Anyways, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.